Arcane Season 2 has sadly come to an end. Let's talk about it.
If you come, use all that explosive potential of yours for good, maybe we could rewrite your story.
So if you didn't watch my Act 2 review, those 3 episodes in that act were my favorite episodes of Arcane yet, including Season 1, I think. But I think they just got passed by these last 3 episodes of this season because holy moly, it was a lot to take in, and that's my review. My review is a little bit late because I just wanted to process all my thoughts and emotions, and I can still confidently say that this is and will stay as my favorite animated show for a long time. And if I was to probably rank these 2 seasons, I'd still probably have Season 1 on the top just slightly because I think it was paced a little bit better and the storylines were done a little bit better, but I think both seasons will still live in my heart forever as masterpieces. Let's first talk about episode 7, and as I was complaining about the last act, I was like, where's Echo, where's Heimerdinger? But we finally got to see them in this episode. This episode is one of my favorite episodes of the whole entire show. It was a beautiful, very beautiful episode where we finally got to see Echo and Heimerdinger again, and they were actually traveled and kind of through into a different universe. In this universe, Vi ended up dying, as a young child, and then their world is kind of at peace now. The top side, the bottom side, Zon, they're kind of at peace. And Jinx is no Jinx in this world. It's basically Powder, and Echo and Powder are basically in a relationship here. Vander's still alive, Soko's still alive. Everyone is basically still alive except Vi in this universe. And it kind of hurt to see this world like this and see Echo be so happy, but then he had to return to the other universe to save that universe, and he didn't even have any tools to do that. Him and Heimerdinger had to make that from scratch once again. It was just such a breath of fresh air, in my opinion, to see this beautiful episode of freedom and romance just in the middle of war and death in this whole entire season. And then the funny thing about this episode is you see Jace, he traveled to an opposite world where he's like in an Elden Ring looking world where he has to just walk around, just get beat to death by all these Victor bots, and then he sees Victor at the end, and Victor in this world basically regretting of what he's done, and then he sends he's the one who sending Jace back in the last act to stop all this, meaning Jace was right. And I knew Jace was right. He was right to stop Victor because Victor is the one who told him to stop that. I knew he did it for a good reason. Jace is always on top. But that episode was just a tremendous episode with a great score, and that was a great soundtrack too, especially during the dance scene with Echo and Powder. Powder looked really amazing in this episode. She had some great hair. Then episode 8, it was a much slower paced episode with some great character development scenes with Vi and Caitlyn becoming official again, getting together again. And then episode 9 is probably my favorite episode of this whole entire season, maybe of the whole entire show. The start was really emotional again. It was basically, Echo coming back into this world and trying to stop Jinx from killing herself because that's what she was doing. And he had to reverse time a lot with his new time bomb, like go back a couple seconds, and he had to stop her. I love this scene, but I wish we got to see the bigger conversation between the two of them that led to them basically teaming up in the balloon at the end of this episode. Like, I wish we just got that whole conversation. Would have been, great. But when they do team up and come in the balloon, that was a damn cool entrance, and I was hyped up with her new haircut and everything because she had long hair. She let those braids go down and she had some long hair. She hasn't cut it in a long time, but she finally cut her hair. She got that new haircut with the dye in there, and the fight scenes in this episode were absolutely insane. You got Victor just as a whole another vessel now taking control of everyone. Then you got Mel and Caitlyn being top notch together, taking down Mbessa. I was like, this is kind of crazy. And I literally cheered when Maddie died. Maddie, I was like, get her ass out of here. No one likes her character. She was pissing me off. But once again, it's Echo who comes in and basically saves the day, lives up to his name as Boy Savior. If you don't remember, that's basically what they called him, what Jinx called him in the first season. He just did everything in his might to win this war against Victor, because Victor was kind of taking over. He was starting to win, and Jace was giving up. Jace was looking at himself, who lost in the other universe, and he was giving up in that same stance. But it was Echo coming in on his flying little board with his time bomb device, and he almost got stopped, but he risked his life. He sent the time bomb back like more than 4 seconds, or 4 seconds, which was the limit before everything like crashed down, and he did it to save everyone. He ended up winning. It was amazing to see. I love it. I love when, you know, you have a character that doesn't show up for 3 episodes, then he comes back in the next 3 and he just ends up doing the most, saving everyone. He's like the MVP of this season. I gotta say, he's the MVP, one of the coolest characters in this show. I'm so sad for him though. At the end, he was at the spot where he was in the alternate universe with, you know, Powder, the actual Powder, and now in this universe he's by himself again. He gave up his beautiful life to save everyone in this world. It was a very sad sequence, but he lived up to his name as boy savior. And then Jinx, everyone thinks that Jinx is dead, but no, she's not dead. I really think there's a lot of evidence there. She's not dead because she's probably on the ship in the last shot, and then when she does crash down with their bomb, you can see like the trail of her leaving, how she has that pink trail. I think she's still alive. I think it's pretty obvious. Will we ever see her again? I don't think so. I wish we did. You know, this season is its last season. I really do wish we had at least one more season. It sucks, but it's a very expensive show, so I understand. But overall, Arcane Season 2 is another masterpiece and is very close to being my favorite show of the year. This and Shogun are like tied for me. The animation is top notch, but the emotions of this season, fight scenes, got me so good because you dealt with a lot, but it was also very hyped to see all these characters. I'm gonna give Arcane Season 2 a perfect 10 out of 10, just like Season 1. If you watched Arcane Season 2 and enjoyed it, leave your thoughts down below. Make sure you do like this video if you did enjoy, and I might do a character ranking, so stay tuned for that. But I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.